All right, back now with today's moms. Parenthood is fulfilling, but it can also be very frustrating and stressful. And according to our next guest, full of mommy myths that just are not true. You're about to meet a very, very funny lady. Her name is Jill Smokler. She's the author of this fun book. It's called Motherhood Comes Naturally and Other Vicious Lies. Jill, good morning.
Good morning.
By the way, I don't have kids. I have a niece. Reading this book, I was laughing out loud. You have so many great anecdotes. This idea, the germ of this idea came from a blog that you started 5 years ago. Tell us about that.
I started ScaryMommy.com 5 years ago just as a baby book for my kids. And it just evolved into this parenting website we have an online confessional, we have message boards, we have guest contributors. It's just taken on a life of its own.
Well, there's so many myths that are out there that are in your book that are very, very funny. And some of them, the one involves the tooth fairy. I don't know why this caught me, but explain that to us.
Well, the tooth fairy is in a chapter called The Lie Is It Takes a Village, meaning, that we all pitch in and it takes more than one person to raise a successful child. But from my perspective, the other parents just make my job more difficult. Right. We have kids whose parents play the tooth fairy and give them a $10 bill, a $20 bill, and it just sets the bar way too high for the rest of us. Like a quarter, a silver dollar at the most.
Well, I love the story of a little kid who goes to the carnival and he comes back with a goldfish and he's like, "Mom, I got a goldfish," and you're livid.
And it's a pet. Like, you don't go to a carnival wanting to bring a pet home. You bring a cheap plastic toy, not a pet that you're going to have to flush down the toilet.
And it's not a store owner or anybody who's that's awful. But it's like it's another mom who ends up giving your child that.
There should be a code of ethics among mothers that you just don't do that.
I know, that's great. Well, you have 3 kids, right? And their ages, 3 kids under the age of 9?
Yeah, 5, 7, and 9.
Hello. Okay, so where do you get your parenting advice? Where does it come from for you?
My own message boards, for the most part.
Really?
Yeah, if I have a question, I have a community of thousands of women who are online who just answer questions and who've been in places that I haven't. Or I call my mom.
All right.
Or I just, botch everything up.
It sounds like you use humor, and that's very critical when it comes to parenting, isn't it?
I think that is the number one necessity as a mother.
All right. Well, you know what? Speaking of questions, we have questions right here at our little NBC Experience store. Natalie's got some.
That's right. I have Kim, who has an issue that I think a lot of parents, including me, can relate to. Tell me about your kids and their problem.
Well, basically, I've got an 11-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl. And
right behind you.
Right behind me. And they're always on Facebook or PS3 or don't want family time anymore. They're too busy with electronics. How do you get them to join in?
Good question.
Take it away. Which is a lot easier said than done because I just came off of a 2-week-long spring break and my kids bonded with their iPads like they've never bonded with anything else. But I think sometimes you just need to take it away, hide it, just put it off limits and go back to, sort of the old-fashioned days before that.
Here's one Facebook question from someone from New Jersey, Debbie from New Jersey. She wrote, I like this one, is it okay to take your kids on a family vacation and put them in the kids club from the time they open till the time they close?
Yes. If you want to relax on that family vacation, then and that's an option, then do it. I think, if you want to go away without the kids, then go away without the kids. If you want to bring them and have family time, do it. Whatever makes it a vacation for you. Exactly.
All right, Natalie's got another one.
All right, we have Gina here, and your problem is sometimes seeing those scary attractions at the movies and how that affects your kids. Is that right?
Yes, at home on television, he sees coming attractions to scary movies, and now he won't sleep in his bed. He thinks that his room is haunted.
Well, all right, so what do we do there, genius?
I never claimed to be a parenting expert. I suppose maybe limit, the TV shows he watches. Don't have, net channels and networks that would have attractions like that, DVR shows, and just have him watch the particular show and not the commercials. My kids don't necessarily get scared by the trailers, but they'll all of a sudden want. My daughter came up and she wanted pajama jeans because she saw it advertised on TV. So I think just limit what they're exposed to.
Somebody wants those.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, here we go. Here's one question from Rebecca. How should I handle the public tantrums for my 3-year-old? Should I stand firm and put up with a howling child with, or watching people disapproving stares, or do I give them my iPhone and just say, look, play with it and let's get it over with?
You should stand firm and let them have their tantrum. I would pass over the iPhone and the M&Ms to get them to shut up.
All right.
So I think whatever in that moment helps you survive and cope.
Great. All right, we have one more from Natalie.
That's right. We have Nikki, and you have a son going off to college.
I have a son going off to college, and he's going in another state. How do I make him independent? Because I'm still like washing his clothing and ironing, and how do I get him ready? You know.
My sons are 5 and 7, and I do way too much for them. So I suppose stop ironing, stop washing the clothes, and hopefully eventually he won't want to smell and they'll pick it up for himself.
All right, Jill, thank you very much. Again, Jill's book is very, very funny. It's one of those laugh out loud books. Jill, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.